Hello everyone, this is Joshi and I am back with a brand new video. Today I will be playing Minecraft, the Java edition, and I'll be showing off the shaders video. I've been trying to do this video, but on my gaming laptop, OBS Studio keeps glitching out and I couldn't easily record it. So, shaders, if you guys don't know, some of you should know, some of you may not know about it, but it basically enhances the look of Minecraft. So it adds shadowing and bloom effects. Some shaders allow global illumination and bloom and all that stuff. So this is basically what shaders can do. And if you have a very good computer, you can easily run this without any problems. So the frame rate is actually very smooth because I'm not using my gaming laptop and I never upgraded it at all yet. This is actually a gaming desktop I'm using. It is a it's a Skytech gaming PC, a gaming desktop from Skytech. Their headquarters are in California and they manufacture these, and they do a pretty good job. So its hardware is a 6-core AMD Ryzen 5 2600 processor clocked at 3.40 GHz with a maximum clock speed of 3.70, which is a little bit lower than my processor with the turbo clock speed. But with the normal clock speed, my CPU processor in my gaming laptop is lower because, well, it is a mobile CPU. It's using a mobile version, so it is going to be a little bit lower. And gaming laptops are usually a little bit lower than gaming desktops. Because with a desktop, you can do anything. So, with 1.14, there are graphical glitches with this. I did test it a couple minutes ago, and there was a lot of glitches with running this with 1.14, but with 1.13 there is no issue at all. So basically there are effects with the shaders. So like for example this lighting here, where you can see that the lighting is being applied to the lava. It actually blooms it all over instead of just having to bloom just a few blocks and making it look bland. And as you can see, when it's sun setting, there's an effect there that makes it look realistic there. And then when it's nighttime, you can see that the moon rises and it casts shadows, which is a pretty cool effect when it gets a little bit darker. When I set the time to be around this part, I'll show you. So the moon is casting shadows, and you can see that there's a shadow on this tree. The hardware that also comes with this computer is a GeForce RTX 2060, which is one of the graphics cards released for the GeForce 20 series, and it's a really cool graphics card because it's supposed to allow ray tracing, which basically enhances realism in the look of games and other 3D applications by fixing some things that are used currently with rasterization, which basically relies on a triangle to render out everything on the screen. So reflections and lighting effects, and also it uses global illumination to fix some lighting effects. So like if you're under a shadow, then there is an intensity with light under the shadow instead of making it look super dark. So that's what global illumination does. And then there's SSAO. It's screen space ambient occlusion, which I have to look it up because I don't remember what it is. So this is rendering around 15 chunks, and it's rendering pretty good. Not much frame rate lag going down so much. So let me put it back to daytime, and yeah, this is what it looks like. And this computer is 8 gigabytes of RAM, but it seems like it's running in dual channel mode because when I'm playing, oh jeez, that's super loud. When I'm running some of these programs, it doesn't use up a lot of memory like on my gaming laptop. I guess it's running in dual channel mode. With dual channel mode is where you have, and here's a raining effect if it's on. I don't think it's on. Okay, it is on. You can see a reflection, and then there's supposed to be like water droplets right there. Oh, that's super loud. That is very loud. Okay, I'm gonna have to turn that down. Weather effects. Weather. I have to turn you down. Turn down some of the master volume as well. Let's turn it down even more, because this is very loud. Okay, 25%. Okay, so as you can see, okay, that's still a little loud. I'm sorry about this, folks. Let me just get it to be a little bit quieter. Okay, so it's a little quiet. So as you can see, there is some droplets of water you can see in this rain effect, and this is actually a texture applied with bump mapping and normal mapping. Bump mapping is basically where it applies bumps to textures, and it adds realism to rocky surfaces to simulate that effect. And then normal mapping is where like any object that's in low poly, that has a limited amount of polygons used for the object, it smoothens it out, so it makes it look much smoother, even though it's a little lower, and it doesn't use a lot of frame rate for your games, which was a technique used back then to not only deliver the smoothest gaming experience as possible, but also include the most accurate and fastest graphics capabilities at the time. Back then, video games weren't at a high resolution until now. So up there is actually clouds, 2D clouds. Now these clouds, I don't actually get to go through them. When I go up, it takes me all the way up, but then it makes me go fly back down until I let go of the space bar, and then it makes me go back up way in the air until I touch the clouds, and then I go back down in the air, which is really weird. When I move, I don't know if you can see this, but when I move, the rain is actually moving a little bit. The rain is dark blue, that I can't easily even see it, and you guys can't easily see the rain too. So let me set it back to clear weather. I'll show you guys the effect with the clouds. Weather clear. And that's what the clouds do, so it's a very cool shader. Some shaders have reflections with some objects like water and there are some reflections add reflections to some surfaces, but it's not present in the shader, or unless it's not on. Don't think it's in the shader. Let me check. Nope. No. I guess it's just not in the shader at all. So global illumination is applied to this, and it makes dark surfaces appear a little bit brighter if it's covered under a shadow. So this area right here. If I turn it off, it's gonna look very dark. It's not gonna look colorful. But if I turn it on, it's gonna look brighter. The FPS is pretty high. The monitor that I'm using is an Almond gaming monitor, and from HP, and it's basically says on the details 165 Hz, but Windows detects it with 144 Hz. And G-Sync is available on it, so when I connected it to the display port to the graphics card, it actually detected G-Sync, and I was able to turn it on, and my games are running very smoothly without any issues, which is a pretty cool feature. I like it. It's pretty nifty. And some areas that eliminate light underwater. So right here, they actually emit light too. So if I go under this tree here, if I set it to nighttime, you can actually see that the torch lights it up all around it. Now it's because I have the dynamic lights on, so it is what you call it? It is on. Well, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm sorry, guys. So it's something in Optifine that if you're holding a torch, the object will emit light and it will be updated. Now, depending on the settings and depending on how strong your computer is, if you have it on fancy, which is the highest setting, it will update it in real time. So I dropped the torch, and as you can see, light is emitted around it. And when I hold it, it actually casts light. So this is a pretty cool effect when I'm in a cave and it's super dark. And if I don't feel like placing any torches, this basically saves torches. Let me drop it at a far distance. Here, so you can drop it in the water. It can be like a searchlight for when I'm underwater. See, like that. So that's a pretty cool feature. And motion blur is applied to the shader to have a blur when I'm moving around very fast. And since my monitor's refresh rate is at a higher speed, it's not slowing down so much, and it's not really affecting my eyes so much when I'm moving so fast like this, because it's super smooth. So that's what I like about it. Shouldn't affect my eyes at all. Don't have a problem with that. What in the world? The sheep just disappeared, and then it reappeared again when I punched it. What in the world? What is this? Sheep? What's wrong with you? She's in peace. I'm gonna drop this torch down to there and see. And you guys can see more of light. See, it emits a lot of light. Even when I place the torch down, and then when I let go of the torch, it actually makes that torch lit. And then when I hold the torch, it actually emits more light. So I'm holding two torches in one. It emits more light. And since I have Optifine, TNT, it doesn't lag so much normally. Normally it would lag if you're not having Optifine on. It would lag super duper bad. But since I have Optifine, it doesn't lag so much when I'm doing explosions. And it lights a lot. Lights up when it's getting ignited. So, yeah. That's the shaders. Let's play around here for a couple more minutes. Emit more light. I love blowing up stuff in Minecraft. There is an option in the shaders. Let me let me make it more brighter. There's an option in the shaders to where these splashes, instead of making it look so pixelated, I can make it to where it filters it, so it smoothens it out. It says it could cost performance by the description, but by looking at it, by seeing the frame rate and how strong this computer is, it doesn't do it so much. It doesn't. I don't mind. It doesn't affect the game at all on my machine, unless I'm using my gaming laptop, which is it's a budget, so that's gonna do that. So this is the shader that I'm using is by Sonic Ether, and you guys may know that he makes the unbelievable shaders, and that's what I'm using, but it's the renewed version. And the shaders, they only work best on 1.13.2 and under. If you try running it on 1.14, there's gonna be some world chunk issues, graphic issues, and a lot of flickering. I don't see it in this version, so it's pretty compatible with this version of Minecraft. So what he's currently doing is he's making a path tracing and global illumination mod, a shader. So basically, the global illumination is the same thing here, but the path tracing is like ray tracing, where it renders out completely. It basically ray traces reflections and it renders out things completely, so it makes things look better, and it ray traces light. Ray tracing, if you guys don't know more detail in it, is it basically calculates rays and then bounces it off. So it bounces off rays and it makes things look a little bit more brighter. So that's a cool feature. Let's play around more in this. And only 69 FPS, 68. Not too bad, because it's raining. If I clear the rain, the FPS, it's going to get higher, as you can see. Oh, it's the same. It's above 60, but it's not too bad, so that's good. But it runs pretty good on this computer. And the GPU shouldn't be too high either. I mean, this is a pretty good gaming setup. Yeah, as you can see, the frame rate got higher. I guess it drops down when you're near water. Don't know why. But it's running pretty good, so yeah. Alright, so yeah, that's the whole video. Hope you guys liked it. Please leave a like, comment, or subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Later.